What's up, everyone? Justin here, sadly back with a new wrestling tribute video. This is my tribute. I can't believe I'm saying this. I can't believe it's real. It is not sunk in, and it won't. Maybe ever. The guy just seemed like he would live forever. His life, how his wrestling career went, all the not high spots, but all the goddamn dives he did, all the dives he did out of balconies. Just insane. He was insane. He was a hell of a he was something else. One of a kind. Nobody will ever be like him again. This is my tribute to the original gangster, ECW original, New Jack. Debuted in ECW in '95. Left Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Or maybe he was done there. In Smoky Mountain. Maybe the gangsters were done in Smoky Mountain. I'm not sure. But came to ECW and holy fuck did he fit in well. He fit in perfectly. It was immediately the gangsters, I believe on their debut, they beat the fuck out of Public Enemy. Beat the fuck out of Rocco Rock and Johnny Grunge. In the ECW arena, they had wars with Public Enemy, bloody wars in cages. A ton of tables were broken. And then after Public Enemy, probably the gangsters' biggest feud was with the Dudleys. The gangsters and the Eliminators. They had a great feud too. So before I start my tribute and talk about his wrestling career, I'm going to just play this short video of what New Jack said on his Dark Side of the Ring episode. Fucking watch it. It was great. Great Dark Side of the Ring. And as I heard Joey Styles once said about New Jack in 1999, or maybe 98, is they were going to go to a New Jack promo where he's outside, like, looks like he's in an alley behind brick walls and, like, ton of graffiti behind him. So anyways, Joey Styles said it perfectly about New Jack. Joey Styles said, this was, I believe, the Living Dangerously 98 or 99 pre-show. I'm not sure, one of those. But Joey Styles said it perfectly about New Jack. He said, New Jack will be in action. The very controversial, the very always in legal trouble New Jack will be live on pay-per-view. And that was true. I'm not sure. At one point he might have been a convicted felon, but so what? I'm not sure. He might have killed a person. I don't know, but the guy was a great guy. He was a great guy. Stand-up guy. A good man. So here's what New Jack said when they asked him, let's say they make a movie about your life, how do you want to be remembered? And he had a great reply. So here it is.
I'm sitting in a wheelchair, snorting coke. I'm just sitting there snorting coke, just getting high as a motherfucker. And they be like, at the end, I'm like, thank you, bitches. But say one day, they decide to like make a movie about your life.
That is a hilarious response. he wasn't lying. I hope he didn't fucking go out snorting coke in a wheelchair. I hope he didn't go out like that. It's reported he suffered a heart attack. I think it was today. Possibly yesterday, but I think it was today. So sadly, the original gangster we have lost. A great ECW original. He was fucking great at promos. He could actually work and wrestle, but he didn't fucking have to. He wasn't a gimmick. His gimmick, again, he wasn't a gimmick, but his character, New Jack, he didn't fucking have to wrestle. All he had to do, bring out a garbage can full of weapons, bring out a shopping cart, and just beat the fuck out of his opponents and hit them with weapons. It was great. It was awesome. Oh my god, his theme music. Of course, ECW ripped it off. As they ripped off everyone's music. I don't know how they got away with it, but it was awesome to hear real music as wrestlers' themes. I wish a company could do that again, but they can't get away with it. Anyways, Dr. Dre's theme for New Jack. It was great. I can't remember the name of the song. But holy fuck, the opening sound of New Jack's theme music. It was epic. It was Dr. Dre. Every fucking time I hear that song, and the opening to that Dr. Dre song, every time I hear it, I fucking think of New Jack. And it will put a smile on my face every time I hear it. If I watch an old ECW DVD, I have a ton of them. And I have the original copies with the Dr. Dre music as New Jack's theme and all the ECW original themes, not edited, not taken out like they're taken out on the cock or like they're taken out on WWE Network. I have the original copies because I recorded all the ECW pay-per-views live on videotape, and then I converted them to DVDs. So I still get to hear New Jack with Dr. Dre's music in the background on all my DVDs, and it is fucking epic. It's glorious. It's great. It's great to hear. All those original themes that they ripped off, but they were original ECW wrestlers' themes. You had Bam Bam Bigelow, had Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses. You had Shane Douglas, had Deep Purple, Perfect Strangers. You had Al Snow had The Prodigy. Tommy Dreamer had Alice. Let me turn this down. Alice in Chains, Man in a Box. And New Jack, my god, the guy had some great fucking promos. Shut the fuck up, you stupid thing. So, yeah, let me turn that down and off. Twitter notifications. Noise. So, on New Jack, and this weekend, tonight, tomorrow, I'm going to be watching a lot of New Jack promos and matches for sure. So, what the hell's, I don't know what the hell the name of the song was. Natural Born Killers. I knew that was a song, that's what it was called. Natural Born Killers by Dr. Dre. Again, it was New Jack and the Gangsters ECW theme from 96 until 2001. And New Jack was not there. Sadly, he was not a part of ECW as they closed down. He was not at the last pay-per-view. He was not with the company. I don't know why he left. Probably fighting over money. Heyman owed him, is my guess. Is why he left, because of money. issues. I don't know. Maybe wasn't paid. Maybe got bounced checks. Heyman did that to a lot of wrestlers. So just listen to this. Just listen to this fucking opening of Natural Born Killers. Every time you hear this, you should think of New Jack. And every time New Jack is probably playing this song up in the heavens. Again, I don't know where he is. I don't know where people go in the afterlife. I don't know. So here it is. I don't want to get copyrighted, but I gotta play it. It's too good. And the fans, man. The fucking ECW fans are throwing up the Gangster New Jack X. It was awesome. Oh, that's so good. New Jack, that fucking song fit him. It was not an entrance. It's a real song. It fit him perfect. And his character, it fit him. Natural Born Killers by Dr. Dre. Listen to it. It's on YouTube. So I gotta... I gotta find a... so I don't want to get copyrighted. But I gotta find a New Jack promo. The guy was so good at fucking promos in ECW. Here's one of them. I don't know, it went 7 minutes. That's a long fucking promo, but he could talk forever. He could talk off the top of his head. He didn't have a fucking script. He wasn't a gimmick. He wasn't a character. New Jack was basically himself. Just a lot more violent, and I will say he never injured any wrestlers in the ring. Except that one kid, that mass transit incident, that kid that wanted to be a wrestler. I think he was 17 at the time. New Jack didn't know he was underage, and New Jack did hurt him. The kid asked New Jack, can you cut me? Can you blade and cut me open so I can bleed? New Jack probably thought he was nuts, and he was like, you want me to fucking cut you open? And then New Jack was probably excited and like, okay, I'll cut you open, and bam, he fucking slit his head open. And I don't think the kid died that night after New Jack beat the fuck out of him. The footage is on the Dark Side of the Ring episode. Yeah, New Jack did beat the fuck out of that kid. In the mass transit incident, he did beat the fucking hell out of him. But that's the only person New Jack ever beat up and injured. Maybe thought the kid was not professional. I don't know. Maybe thought the kid didn't respect the business, and who the fuck was he to be in the locker room? I don't know why he beat the fuck out of him, but he did, and he did not care, and he did not apologize for it. That's what I love about New Jack. He didn't apologize for anything. I don't think the guy had any regrets in his life, and that's great. So here's a promo. This was, this might have been the, Living Dangerously 98 pre-show promo he cut, I think. So, in the beginning of one of his promos, and the Gangsters promos were crazy with Mustafa. Those were nuts. When New Jack was a part of Smoky Mountain Wrestling, holy fuck. He was in the South. I think they were in, not Kentucky, I don't know, somewhere in the South. New Jack with Mustafa and Smoky Mountain Wrestling, they cut an insane promo. I think it was at Night of the Legends 1994, Smoky Mountain Wrestling. It's on YouTube, I'm sure, the promo. New Jack, the whole crowd was like white and fucking angry white people, probably fucking racists, and just angry that they saw two black wrestlers in the middle of the ring. They couldn't take seeing that, I guess, because they're fucking racist. So they are mad as hell, the crowd. But New Jack didn't give a fuck. He had insane heat and he ripped the crowd. He told them off and it was great. And he was talking about the Rodney King getting beaten. It was insane, the promo. It was great. Jim Cornette even said at one point in interviews, I heard Jim Cornette say New Jack actually got Smoky Mountain Wrestling thrown off TV for what he said in his promos. So here's an ECW promo from February 25th, 98. In one of his promos, he says, looks like to me the Living Dangerously pre-show promo they played. So at one point he says Mike Tyson, I guess, was in like legal trouble or something, rape charges maybe, I don't know. But New Jack kicks off the promo and says about Mike Tyson, unlike Mike Tyson, New Jack says, I don't say I didn't do it. Unreal. New Jack didn't give a fuck. And that's what I loved about the guy. The guy was so fucking real. He wasn't a gimmick. He wasn't a character. He was real. That's why I loved ECW. The storylines, the wrestlers, it all seemed fucking real. Like reality based. Not fucking cartoon wrestling. Not WWF. Not WCW. ECW was on another fucking planet. Their promos, their wrestling style, the hardcore brawls were great. I still fucking miss ECW. And I miss it because of promos like this. Let's listen.
This Sunday night, pay-per-view. Guess who's gonna be on it? New Jack. I hear the latest thing going right now is they putting criminals on pay-per-view. But unlike Mike Tyson, who says, I didn't do it, I say, I did it.
Do you hear that part? He says, unlike Mike Tyson, who says, I didn't do it, New Jack says, I did do it. And that he's talking about they're putting criminals on pay-per-view now because Mike Tyson was back on pay-per-view. Just an epic fucking promo this is. From New Jack. Epic.
I didn't do it. I say, I did it. A lot of times, got away with it. This Sunday night, I'm gonna bring you violence. My style. Street style. Hood style. Gangster style. And you gonna see violence at its highest level. And when it's all done, you gonna know. New Jack was turned loose and he cut a fool. And whoever is standing across the ring from me, he going down. We all about it. I'm gonna be about it, and you gonna see what it's like to experience living dangerously Sunday night, because I am the most violent, dangerous man you will ever meet in your life. Because the difference in me and the next guy, I never deny. The original gangster, baby.
Just great promo. Great fucking promo. New Jack, all his promos in ECW were great. His promos in Smoky Mountain Wrestling were fucking great. They got the gangsters a fucking ton of heat. And then they beat the fuck out of the Rock and Roll Express. And the crowds were like ready to riot. I think they did start riots in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. because the gangsters were going up against the Rock and Roll Express, and they just beat the fuck out of them, and the crowd was so angry they wanted to start a riot. I guess because they hated the gangsters. Or the gangsters had so much damn heat, they started riots. That channel that New Jack promo's on, subscribe to it. It's called ECW Extreme Championship Wrestling. I gave the video a like, thumbs up, and I subscribed because I love ECW. And not edited ECW like on The Cock and WWE Network. All the entrance music was edited out. I understand why they had to do it, but I don't like it. That's why I'm thankful and grateful I have the original ECW shows on DVD with the original entrance music for all the wrestlers. So there's so many more great New Jack promos. I can't play them all, but trust me, watch them. They're epic. So now I'm going to talk about his career in wrestling. I'm sure he debuted before Smoky Mountain Wrestling. So there's a ton of stories, articles on the passing of New Jack. Here's one from TMZ. Pro wrestling star New Jack dead at 58 following a heart attack. Bleacher Report. Wrestling Inc., Wrestling News, a ton of wrestling sites, Wrestling Observer newsletter, comic book site. New Jack, if you didn't see him wrestle, if you didn't see him when he was in his prime in ECW like I did, you fucking missed out on seeing a fucking awesome talent. Fucking insanely good at promos. Didn't need to work. Didn't need to be a good wrestler. All he needed to do was beat the fuck out of people and his opponents with weapons. That's all the fans wanted to see from him. And sadly, the fans wanted to see him dive out of balconies like every pay-per-view over and over and over. Paul Heyman wanted him to keep diving and doing it. To do the table spot, do a dive through the table onto somebody. Well, New Jack, my guess, live events, pay-per-views, ECW arena shows, New Jack probably did like over 100 fucking dives. Seriously, the guy did a lot of fucking dives. The guy would dive off scaffolds even into the ring and put someone through a table. Sadly, New Jack never got to be a part of WWE's ECW One Night Stand. He was not on it. I don't know why. I guess Vince didn't want him on it. I don't fucking know why. He was not a part of it, but he should have been. New Jack was a big fucking deal. Big fucking deal to the wrestling world. In my opinion, he was a big fucking deal to me. I love the guy. I loved him in ECW. Loved him a part of ECW. He just fit in so well. So let's talk about more New Jack and his career. I don't know what I know he had a heart attack, sadly. 58. Way too soon to go. Way too soon for any wrestler to go at 58. Suffered a heart attack. His family announced he suffered a heart attack. I don't know if he's ever married. I don't know if he had children. But he obviously had a family. They announced it on Friday that he suffered a heart attack. New Jack was a multi-time tag team champion in ECW in the 90s. And he would often, as TMZ says, he would often celebrate and just beat the fuck out of people. They didn't say that, but I did because I curse on my channel. By the way, my videos are not for kids, 18 years and up. He also dove out of balconies. And while he was in ECW, this was also great about him in ECW and why ECW was awesome and different and unique. This was fucking unique. Never done before for any other fucking wrestler in history. It was only done in ECW for New Jack. During his matches, Natural Born Killers would not stop fucking playing. That was great. In my opinion, it worked with his character. It worked. It was just awesome. And you'd hear that music, it'd keep playing and keep playing. It worked very well for him in ECW. I don't know whose idea it was, Paul Heyman's, someone else's, maybe his, but it was a genius idea. And it was not annoying to keep hearing it. It was not annoying. I will tell you what was annoying about ECW. Bill Alfonso kept blowing his fucking whistle. That shit got annoying. But not the Natural Born Killers theme. So it says New Jack left ECW when they closed. I don't think he was even a part of the company. Maybe he was, but he wasn't on the last pay-per-view. I know he's on November to Remember 2000 against Rhino for the TV title. That was his last pay-per-view. The Wrestling World Reacts. X-Pac, Sean Wadman posted a photo with New Jack. New Jack is survived by his wife, and they lived in North Carolina. I didn't even know that. I feel really bad for his wife. Tommy Dreamer posted a tweet about New Jack that there will never be another original gangster. Dave LaGreca busted open, posted a nice tribute and a picture of New Jack. I have posted many tweets and gifs of New Jack. Again, I fucking loved the guy. I loved him. I loved him in ECW. So let's now go to his career. So he debuted in... Tommy Dreamer said, there will never be anyone like the original gangster New Jack. He says he fought against him and was always straight up with Tommy Dreamer, and he says prayers to his family. All Elite Wrestling, pretty quick, about 51 minutes ago, All Elite Wrestling tweeted a picture of New Jack. Mick Foley recently tweeted about New Jack, said he was such an insane performer and a great interviewer. Great interview. He made it easy to believe. I agree. Holy fuck, I believe New Jack did not care about his opponents and just wanted to beat the fuck out of them. One of the most violent wrestlers ever. He was not a fucking gimmick. Steve Corino tweeted about him. Taz tweeted about him. I don't know what other ECW originals. Dixie Carter actually tweeted about him. He did work in TNA in 2003 for a few pay-per-views. Fight TV on Twitter tweeted about him. Mickey James tweeted about him. So let's get to his career. He debuted, he was born on January 3rd, 1963. Sadly passed away on May 14th, 2021. He debuted in 1992. I don't know, he was born in North Carolina, but he was his character was billed from South Central LA, and I believed he was from there because he was so damn believable. So he first wrestled in the USWA, 92 and 93, went to North Georgia Wrestling Alliance in 93-94, went to Smoky Mountain Wrestling in 94-95, is where New Jack formed the tag team called the Gangsters. I don't know who came up with it. Maybe Jim Cornette. I don't know. Maybe someone else. Maybe New Jack. He took on the Rock and Roll Express, and they feuded with the Rock and Roll Express. Then he jumped ship. He was done with Smoky Mountain. He went to ECW in June 1995. They debuted and attacked the Public Enemy, beat the fuck out of them at the show. Barbed wire, hoodies, and chokeslams. June 17th, 95, the Gangsters debut. They made their in-ring ECW debut. The Gangsters made their in-ring debut at Hardcore Heaven 95 against Public Enemy. They would go on to wrestle just a ton of street fights in ECW, but every match could have been a street fight if they wanted to, because they didn't have DQs. I need a drink here. You may have not liked it that ECW did not have DQs, but in my opinion, that was different. That was unique. Because WCW, WWF, and every other company always had DQs. ECW did not. It was different, and it was awesome. So, the Gangsters became the ECW Tag Team Champions. I believe they defeated the Eliminators. They were also in a feud with the Samoan Gangsters Party. So where did they win the titles? Anyways, the Gangsters won the ECW tag titles. They defeated, they won the ECW tag titles. I don't know at what show. Heat Wave 96 maybe, I'm not sure. But here's a mass transit incident. If you didn't see New Jack's Dark Side of the Ring, fucking watch it. It's really entertaining. The mass transit incident, November 23rd, 96, in Massachusetts. New Jack was scheduled to face Devon, Dudley, and Axel, but they never made it to the show. So New Jack said something happened to Axel's grandmother. He cannot make it. So this kid, untrained wrestler, 17-year-old kid replaced, was going to face New Jack. Paul Heyman was convinced. Or the kid, 17-year-old kid, he's pretty big and overweight. Big kid. Looked older than 17, in my opinion. Looked like he could have been 20, or 19, or 18. He convinced Paul Heyman that he was 21 years old. And he was trained by Killer Kowalski. Back in the 90s, no wrestling promoters really checked your age. They wouldn't be like, oh, let me ID you. That just didn't happen. It was a different era. So New Jack, the kid wanted to be blade and get bleed. New Jack said he'd blade and cut him. So anyways, New Jack bladed him during the match and insanely, really badly cut him. And the kid had to go to the hospital and get 50 stitches in his damn head. And New Jack was actually charged with assault from the incident. Then the kid sued New Jack and ECW for damages in '98, but the kid lost the case because he died. That's how he lost the case in court. Or maybe New Jack got off. I don't know. But I think Paul Heyman, it's explained that Dark Side of the Ring. I don't really remember. I think Paul Heyman worked the judge and the lawyers. He worked them by cutting a promo about New Jack, I think, and got New Jack off. I'm not sure. But anyways, he passed away in 2002, the kid. And later, his parents tried to sue New Jack because they believed their son's death was caused due to depression and a major eating disorder after what New Jack did to him. No, you can't blame New Jack because your kid got super, super obese. And I'm sure the kid could have had mental issues about New Jack beating the fuck out of him, but my thoughts on that, too bad you shouldn't have lied to have a match. You shouldn't have lied, kid. You got beat down the old way, the old school way. You lied. You asked New Jack to fucking cut you. I don't know why you do that. Have you never seen him on TV before? And his character? So anyways, back to his career. The Gangsters had lost the tag titles to the Eliminators. In early '97, their reign was 139 days. Then they would take on Gangsters, then feuded with the Eliminators and the Dudleys for several months. At Heatwave '97, the Gangsters defeated the Dudleys in a steel cage to win their second tag team title. Mustafa left ECW after the title win for some reason. I don't know. The guy was pretty damn nuts. I don't know what he was on. Maybe he's on drugs or something, or needed a break from wrestling. Maybe he had a mental breakdown. I don't know what happened to Mustafa, but he left. After he left, at Hardcore Heaven '97, the Dudleys got the titles due to forfeit. And then later in '97, New Jack would team up with John Cronus. They would become the Gangstanators, the Eliminators. One half of the Eliminators, one half of the Gangsters. They came together. New Jack, John Cronus came together, became the Gangstanators. Great name for a tag team. So the Gangstanators were around in '97, part of '97, and '98. So New Jack never held a singles title in ECW, but he came close. Sadly, New Jack did a dive in my hometown of Milwaukee. New Jack dove out of a balcony, Hardcore Heaven 2000, and sadly broke his leg from the dive. Because those dives are fucking high up and really dangerous. I don't know if he's scared or not, but I'd be fucking scared to do those dives. New Jack was fucking fearless. So he broke his leg and he couldn't wrestle for a couple months, I believe. I don't know why he left ECW, but he did. Actually, New Jack remained with